find sure Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
As a Canadore College alumni, you have access to perks. Canadore Alumni Perks. This is a lifetime membership that includes special access to great offers, opportunities to get involved, and so much more. Graduates can access discounts and special offers from businesses and hotels locally, across Canada, and internationally. Get information on special events and news, or access the alumni job portal. Keep in touch with Canadore's alumni office. Visit canadorecollege.ca/perks. Great things happen here.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
The Frontline Podcast, Season 3. Courtney Kenny, Matthew Sukram, Derek Lindemann, Bob Coles, and Ben Long bring you closer to your favorite teams like never before. Covering everything to do with hockey in the North Bay area, exclusive interviews with the North Bay Battalion staff and players, expert analysis on the OHL, NOJHL, and more, keeping you up to date on all things Voodoos, Trappers, Lakers, and more. It's a new season, it's a new adventure. The Frontline Podcast Season 3. Available wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Community engagement is one of our core focuses at McDonald's. The key is finding the right people who are passionate about the same things we are, helping kids be kids. McDonald's proudly supports local organizations such as the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters, One Kids Place, the Children's Aid Society, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. Stop by McDonald's on 1500 Fisher Street, North Bay, to see how we can serve you and the community every day.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
The pregame show is brought to you by La Huerta Imports, family owned and operated since 1995. Visit lahuertaimports.com for more details. Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the very first time in 2023. The Voodoos coming into this game are looking to avenge their last game of 2022 which was a loss to the Sudbury Cubs here on home ice. They didn't end up getting to play the back half of a home-and-home due to weather. Seems like a lifetime ago now, thinking back a couple of weeks, but really it was a year ago if I want to be that person. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Andrew White, and of course we are talking about our players to watch. So the first question I'll ask you, Andrew, on the broadcast is who are we looking for on the Powassan Voodoos side?
So the Powassan Voodoos are a player to watch tonight. My choice is Alex Little. The defenseman out of 29 games played. He doesn't have the top goals for the team. That would be Tucker Shields. Alex Little has 8 goals coming into this contest, but 21 assists puts him at 29 points. And I'll tell you, I mean, it's one thing when you've got the top number of goals. It's a completely different number of things when you set those guys up for the top number of goals. And so the defensive number 9 is the one to watch for me.
He is a special player for the Voodoos, as you mentioned, the captain of the team as well. And also our player to watch for the Redwings is going to be Thomas Sefton, who is from North Bay, and he's making his return to Powassan. He, the 17-year-old former Trapper and Voodoo, was traded to Elliott Lake in the fall of 2022. We got to see him, myself, Ben Long, and Matt Sukram got to see him at the NOJHL showcase in his new colors, which is, of course, Detroit Red Wings red and white. But he hasn't put up big points, but he's been a steady presence on the back end.
That's right. The Southpaw's got 4 goals and 1 assist for 5 points so far with this club. And so we'll be excited to see what he does tonight. Not too excited, though. We're talking about the Red Wings here. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a good game for sure between these two teams. Also, another thing is on the OHL side of things, we talked about it on our battalion broadcast yesterday. The teams flipped jersey colors at the New Year's break. The Voodoos will be out here in what was their road whites. It's now their home whites. And the Red Wings will be out in their road reds, which is strange to say. But it's also kind of neat because it gives all fans a chance to look at all the colors coming through the league as opposed to the NHL where it's just one set of colors all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, of course, in the net for the Powassan Voodoos tonight is Flageau, the 170-inch tall left-hander from Littleton, Colorado. He takes the pipes for the Voodoos. Who do we have for the Red Wings, Courtney?
I believe we're going to be seeing Sean Guerin in net. 15 games played so far. He has a 7-6 record with a 356 goals against average and a 906 save percentage. So good numbers, although his goals against is a little inflated.
Yeah.
But we have, or Cameron Smith has played more games for the Red Wings, so it might be a last-second change here. We'll have to keep you updated on that one.
And Flageau, of course, coming in with 21 games played, and with that is a 13-6 record for him with a save percentage of 0.916, which isn't too bad. We'll take that.
Absolutely, and you know what? He had a rocky start with Powassan. His very first game of the year against the Sudbury Cubs in Sudbury, which was the season opener. He ended up being pulled in that game in favor of Dan DiRoccolo, but he's really kind of turned his season around. I mean, at the beginning of the year, he did not look good at all, but now he scores a 916 save percentage and 267 goals against average as the Voodoos come out on the ice. So he has done a good job of really pulling things together for the Voodoos.
Yeah, up to this contest right here, he's spent over 1,000 minutes on the ice, 1,147. So he's definitely done his time, and he'll take the goalie crease tonight to stand tall between the pipes for the Voodoos.
We're looking forward to it as well, but we're getting ready now for the playing of the national anthems. It's going to be a little bit different. We don't have an actual anthem singer here, so it will be a recording of the anthems. Usually there is always an anthem singer here, but we'll take you to that now, and we'll be back on the other side of that.
Or a large one from Walmart for $45.
And it is a bit of a different look Powassan Voodoo than the last time we saw this team, as defenseman Sean Thies and alternate captain has left the Voodoos and is joining a non-sanctioned USA hockey team in the EHL. So that's going to bring the Voodoos roster down to 22 players, which might be interesting considering there is a trade deadline coming up in the NOJHL and CJHL as a whole on January 10th, which also is trade deadline for the OHL, so it might be a busy couple of days for local sports in North Bay.
Absolutely, and this also marks a reunion, long-time reunion tonight. Sudbury teammates Braden Viss and Tyson Risman play each other. Viss and Risman also played for Sudbury under 16 AAA, so it's going to be an interesting game overall. Taking a look at the standings here, the Powassan Voodoos are coming into this contest third in the East overall, third in the NOJHL with 21-10 and 1 with games in hand against leaders Timms and Hearst.
Well, they do have some ground to catch up with games in hand as we're underway here. As quickly the Voodoos come in with a goal! And the Voodoos are off and running here in 2023 as Trace Strinchaluk gets his first career NOJHL goal right off the hop, 15 seconds in.
It happened so fast, we almost didn't have time to establish ourselves here. People are just dipping into the hot chocolate coffee here in the stands, and before you know it, you blink, turn around twice, and it's 1-0 game for Powassan.
And that's going to be a milestone goal. Chris Dawson acquiring Chase Strinchaluk from the OJHL about a month ago, and he hasn't really maybe put up the points that many thought. In 7 games, he had 3 points coming into tonight's contest, but he's off and running early for the Voodoos here in his first goal in his first game of the new year. As a quick shot from Lemke comes in. Again, the Voodoos in their home whites now are going right to left, and the Redwings in the road reds are going left to right here to start this one. Shot comes in, misses the net of Flageau. And that is Guerin, who is in net for the Red Wings as well. And Leontino ties up his man. Now back to the point for Viss. Viss turns that one in. And now the Voodoos try to get out of their zone, but can't, as it's being held there at the point by the Red Wings. Leontino up to Gazic. Gazic tries to move the puck, but it falls off his stick, and Sefton gets his first touch of the game as well. Now going the other way. That's Sefton, who takes a shot well wide of Flageau's net. And now trying to dig it in. The Red Wings think they scored, but it doesn't look like they were able to. But a lot of the Red Wings players were celebrating as if they had scored. But it is still a 1-0 game, a minute and a half into the first period.
Strinchaluk is from Oakville, Ontario, and of course, that was his first goal, like you mentioned earlier, a milestone for the Powassan Voodoo squad.
First NOJHL goal, put up 60 points 2 years ago in the OJHL, which many say is one of the best Junior A circuits in the country. And the Voodoos doing their homework, trying to acquire him. That's going to be an icing call there quickly against the Voodoos, so another draw coming in the Voodoo zone.
The Elliott Lake Red Wings have their work cut out for them tonight. 6th in the West. They've lost the past 5 straight, and they're, like I said, they're 6th or bottom place in the West, and so they're really trying to turn things around here as we jump into 2023. The problem, though, is in order to get that first win, they have to go through the Powassan Voodoos, who are 3rd in the East behind both Timmins and Hearst.
They do hold games in hand on Timmins and Hearst, however, though, so those will be interesting as the stretch run goes further. It's going to be another icing call. No, waved off by the Voodoos as Caden Long gets down there quickly. Long sends it in, and it's going to go behind the net with Thompson chasing after it. Long right in there with him. They're battling for the puck. Long tries to bring it out in front of the net, can't. Back to Little. Little keeps it from going down to his zone, knocks it back into the Red Wings zone. And now Thompson shovels it back to Long, who takes a quick shot. It's blocked by Twig. And now behind the net is Patrick. Patrick tries to get the puck, but he's knocked into the Voodoo zone. Little comes out to play it, tries to get to Patrick, but it misses his stick, and now it's back to Little in the Voodoo zone. Little playing with it in his own zone now. Sends it round for Wilkie. Wilkie up ice to Lemke. Lemke's pass, or McMillan's pass rather, too hot for service to handle. And Little tries to tip that one back in. McMillan falls on the ice. It's knocked in. Patrick tried to bat it down. And now he gets the puck back in his own zone, gets it up quickly to McMillan. McMillan going the other way. Tries to get a pass over to Service. And now Service plays it on the near side wall. Service, or rather Shields, battling. There's going to be a delayed penalty here on the call as well. So the Voodoos will get their first power play of 2023 here, as that's going to go against the Redwings for hooking. And so the Voodoos find themselves on the power play, something they're looking to improve on for sure.
Coming into this contest, they have a 21-10-1 record. That's 21 wins, 10 losses, one of them in OT for 43 points. So they're going to be looking to improve on that tonight, and what better place and way to start that than on the power play.
Well, they find themselves up 1-0 already, so why not try and make it 2-0 as the puck's back to the point. Strenchuluk doubles that one in for Lemke. Strenchuluk walking at the point, stops it up. New look Voodoos power play here as Leontino takes a shot. That one was blocked in front by Thompson. Lemke now behind the net. Nearly loses it, leaves it for Strenchuluk. Strenchuluk gets it back for Thompson. Thompson to the point for Leontino. He barely kept it in. And now he goes cross ice to Gazic. In for Strenchuluk. Back to Leontino. Leontino takes the shot. That one's just wide of the net. Thompson picks it up at the point. Slows things down, looks for some options, gets it back to Leontino at the point. He goes cross ice for Gazic, who leaves it back for Leontino. Leontino with another shot. A heavy one, as you heard it hit off the boards behind the net. Strenchuluk now walks the line. Goes to Gazic. Gazic stops up in the circle. Goes back to Leontino at the point. Back to Gazic. Gazic comes in with the shot, and Guerin makes a solid save there for the Red Wings.
Sean Guerin is coming into this contest 15 games in under his belt with 7 wins and 6 losses with a save percentage at 0.906. So far he's keeping the Powassan Voodoos at bay, as it's still a 1-0 game, still 5-on-4.
Still over a minute on the power play as well. Once again, we'd love to tell you exactly how much, but there is a stanchion in the way for the Zamboni door. Puck knocked down to the Voodoo zone. And it's Wilkie with the puck in the Voodoo zone. Slowly comes out, gives it over to Shields. Shields up to Little. Little looked like he might have been offside, but the play continues. Back to the point now. There's nobody there to get it, as Wilkie couldn't pick it up on his backhand. Now in his own zone. Gets it up to Shields. Shields has some speed through the neutral zone before stopping up and looking for Little cross ice. And another clearing attempt goes down into the Voodoo zone. We're just under or over 5 minutes played here in this first period. Powassan scores 1-0 on an opening 15-second goal by Chase Strenchuluk. And we're under a minute left here on the man advantage as Tyson Risman, the battalion pick, shovels the puck back down behind Guerin's net. Back to Long at the point. He can't keep it, as now Elliott Lake's back to 5-on-5. That was offside there, or else Kelly would have had a golden chance skating into the Elliott Lake zone. But that is a stoppage for offside.
Just about an open net last tonight. We saw a few of those last night in the Canadian World Juniors as well.
Good game there. All the fans at Memorial Gardens got to watch the game on the Jumbotron after the battalion game because it went to overtime. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was waiting for head coach Ryan Houlihan's comments, so I missed the overtime winner.
But you sure heard it.
I heard it. Yes, there's no doubt. As we're waiting down there and all the fans are watching and erupt, right? So you know something's going on. Back to the point. Mercer takes the shot. Flageau blocks that one down. Secondary chance. He gets a pad on that one as well. Risman up to McMillan. Back to Risman. Fullerton chases after it. 6 minutes into this opening frame of this contest. Tries to find Service on the near side half wall, and he can, and it's back out to the neutral zone for the Red Wings. McMillan tries to get the puck, nearly blew a tire there with his attempt to get into the zone, and now we have a pile up behind in the near side corner before Elliott Lake gets the puck. Ricci tried to keep the puck in, determined it was offside. And one thing that's a little bit strange and different on these Voodoos jerseys that we didn't see last year is the color red for the numbers on these white jerseys kind of clashes a little bit, but we've been told it's so that way you folks at home can see the numbers better on the camera.
I'll take it for sure. The Powassan Voodoos coming in win-loss out of the 5 games they played.
And of course, Sudbury, as Shields takes a shot, knocks that one down. The league-leading Cubs were the last game that this team played against. They were supposed to have a home and home, but they didn't get to Sudbury to play the second half of that home and home.
I just realized I named off 6 games, starting with a win-loss. We'll see what happens tonight. The last game was a loss against the Greater Sudbury Cubs.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. So far, the Voodoos doing their part early. Just under 7 minutes gone in this opening frame. And now it's the Redwings through the neutral zone. DuPont takes the shot. It misses, and now Viss comes out and gets it. His attempt to get into the zone. Couldn't get it past the Voodoos player that was there, though. And now the Voodoos get the puck out to the neutral zone. As we mentioned, eyes will be on Viss and Tyson Risman in this game, the former teammates with the Sudbury U16 Nichols Cubs, or Nickel Capitals, rather. I'm starting to mix up all the team names now. 2023, New Year, same me. Here we go. Back into the offensive zone for Leontino, or in the defensive zone, I should say. He leaves it for Little. Little shovels the puck up. Lemke skates it, and he missed a lot of the first half as well. Now the shot comes in from O'Brien. He sends that one well high of the net. We'll have to see how much Lemke factors into the Voodoos' plans moving forward, as well as he missed most of the opening half due to an injury, and one could argue really affected them in some games. So we'll have to see if a healthy Lemke helps propel the Voodoos on to more greatness. In the offensive zone now for the Red Wings. Gazic ties up his man behind the net, but they come away with it. That was Sefton. You know he's going to want to go bad in this one, starting the season with the Voodoos. Back to Little. Little knocks it up for O'Brien. He can't get the puck out of the zone as Sefton puts up a wall. And now it's Gazic behind the net to Wilkie. Wilkie up to Lemke. Lemke can't hold on to it. And now going the other way, the Red Wings tried to get the puck deep into the zone. But Sefton now battles with it in the neutral zone before it comes to Little. And Little sends that puck well wide of the net for a clearing attempt. And the Voodoos go for a quick change. The Red Wings dump the puck down and hit a couple of bodies though, so no icing. And now the Red Wings come back in. Look to take the shot. Flageau kicks that one aside. Making another stop. One of 3 here in this period so far. 11 minutes left in the first period. Voodoos still up 1-0. And the Red Wings with possession in the offensive zone. Viss can't hold the line. And a bit of an interesting note as Tyson Risman touches up the puck. Battalion General Manager Adam Dennis is in attendance. Maybe watching some prospects that he's looking to maybe move ahead of the deadline. Is now coming in as Kelly with a shot just wide of the post. Looking to improve the OHL club, of course, who have been no slouches this season whatsoever as the puck comes up and out of play. So we'll get another stoppage here with 10:39 left in the first period.
You just mentioned Jack Kelly, the Maddock, Ontario native, comes into the game tonight. 28 games under his belt with 8 goals and 9 assists for 17 points.
Not bad numbers at all for Jack Kelly. But on a team that's looking for more offense, could use a little bit more. Patrick to Service. Service with some speed over to Patrick. Patrick with a move. He couldn't finish. He had a wide open net and he just couldn't bury it. Service to Ricci. Ricci leaves it for Patrick. Patrick skates it in, takes a shot well over Guerin's blocker shoulder. And now Patrick tries to battle for the puck. He's taken Dard into the boards though. And it's back to the neutral zone for Leontino to knock that one in. The Red Wings now with possession. In their own zone, that's Antoine. He leaves it. Back to Antoine. Or Mercer, really. Now it's up back to Ricci. To Fullerton, or Leontino, rather. Leontino now through the neutral zone. Dumps that one in. That one's blocked away by Guerin. Back to the point for Shields. Shields with a shot. That was deflected, and then Smetham comes in with the rebound and gives the Voodoos the 2-0 lead on his 14th of the season.
And right off the hop, we got a 2-0 game here before just after 10 is drained here in the period. So halfway through the first frame, we've got a 2-0 game here with the home team doubling up on the shot 6-3. Two of them already across the goal line.
And that first shot took a bit of a weird deflection as Shields' shot initially was going to go well wide. Hit a body, deflected on net. It was stopped by Guerin, and then Smetham was right there, Johnny on the spot, and he was on the doorstep and able to get that one past Guerin as we get a nicing call here against the Powassan Voodoos. So the faceoff will come into the offensive zone for the Red Wings. And if we're talking about doubling up so far, the Voodoos are also doubling up on the shot clock, 6-3.
Absolutely. Coming into this, they dropped their last contest right before the new year against the Greater Sudbury Cubs, 4-1. Before that, it was French River Winds.
In on Flageau, they score. The Red Wings get the icebreaker here for their team in 2023. As that was a shot in on Flageau, he stopped the initial attempt, and then the rebound chance was right there for the taking. And now it's a 2-1 hockey game here in Powassan.
And the Red Wings have decided they don't like this 2-0 lead very much, and so they're going to cut that in half. They see the shot clock, they see the score clock, so it's time to play some hockey.
Red Wings back in possession of it. Going for a skate. Gets the puck up now into the neutral zone. Back-to-back goals here really quick between the two teams. And now Sefton has possession in his own zone, being chased by Long. Long gets the puck up to the blue line. And now the Red Wings come back in on an offensive chance. A good blocked attempt there by Risman. Keeps the pass from getting through, and then the puck bounces out in front of Flageau. And he's going to cover that one up.
The next three games for the Powassan Voodoos, they take on the Red Wings tonight, and then they're on the road for 3 games before the month runs out. The Rapids, the Cubs, and the Gold Miners are also going to be hosting the Powassan Voodoos. Both the 2 games at 7 in Noelville, and the Gold Miners games also at 7. But the Cubbies, a flashy, splashy 7:05. I can't talk, but 7:05.
Words are hard, especially coming back from a long holiday layover for sure. Thank you very much, Andrew. We have reached our mid-period break, and we'll be right back on the other side of this.
This period is brought to you by Canada Alumni Perks. Get information on special events and news, or access the alumni job portal. Visit canadacollege.ca/perks for more information.
Thank you again for joining us here in Powassan for this game between the Voodoos and the Red Wings. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Andrew White. And of course, Andrew, through the first 11 or so minutes of this game, it's been a splashy, smashy. I can't even say what you were saying.
Smashy, splashy, I think was what I was trying to come up with. But I'll tell you, words are hard, and
they really are.
Yeah, we got a 2-1 hockey game here for the Powassan Voodoos, 6-5 in favor of the home team on the shot clock.
Ricci with possession in his own zone. So that's Dantas with the goal as well for the Red Wings as the shot comes in and is gloved down by Guerin for another stoppage here. And those goals were so quick that we're only announcing the second Voodoos goal now, but it was Dantas with the goal for the Red Wings.
It's been a bit of a shooting gallery here since the start of the Powassan Voodoos hockey game. Now over 10 minutes gone in the first, 8:30 left on the clock.
Service in for the face-off. He's been down on the 4th line, but that just also shows the depth of this Voodoos team. He was once up on the top 6, and he's been having himself a good season. McMillan sends the puck in. It's off the end boards, but doesn't come out as it hit the back of the net. And now Viss with it. Gets the puck up ice quickly. That's the Red Wings. They throw the puck down the ice. Flageau comes out to play it. Had to pass it quickly to Leontino as there was pressure coming from a bunch of red jerseys. The Red Wings now in their own zone. With the puck, can't clear it out as Strinchuluk gets a stick on it. He scored the first goal here in this one. A mere 15 seconds into the game. Service brings his man down in the corner. No call coming. And now Strinchuluk chasing his man down before Smetham left the puck in the middle of the ice and gave it away to the Red Wings. Voodoos with possession in their own zone. That's Leotino. Or Shields rather, they got it out to Smetham. Smetham now comes in, he scored the second goal, takes a shot, tried to find a 5-hole, but Guerin stops that one. And it's still a 2-1 game here in favor of Powassan.
Smetham is an Ashton, Ontario native, the southpaw, and not too bad in regards to the points here. 32 games played and 13 goals.
14 as of now.
14 as of now, that's right.
On the near side half wall, that's Gazic falling over. And the Red Wings recover the puck. Trying to get it up through the neutral zone, they do. Back to the point now. That's Weslowski. And now, the Red Wings just try to chip that one back up, but now it's by their bench, and the Red Wings come away with possession before O'Brien comes in and throws a stick. Voodoos with possession. Lemke just gets it out of his zone. And now it's a bit of a foot race with DuPont and Hill going after it, but the Voodoos keep it in. However, it did get out. At first, it looked like they kept it in, but then the linesman says, nope, just made it out. Going in now is O'Brien. O'Brien looking for the shot. Guerin stops that one up. And O'Brien went in hard on Guerin. And now we get some extracurriculars after the whistle here. As these two teams who only faced each other once before, and that was a game in Elliott Lake. The Voodoos came away with a 5-1 victory over that one. And in that game, Risman also netted his first goal, while Caden Long got 2. So these two teams aren't familiar with each other, but that's not going to stop them from saying, hey, don't come in hard on our goaltenders.
And September 17th was a long time ago for some of these players, and so it's fresh ice and fresh blood for both of them, as this is now in Powassan, of course. And, well, that was then and this is now, so we'll see what happens.
We'll have to keep an eye on the hostilities here. As the Red Wings win the draw in their own zone. But that puck hits somebody on the Red Wings bench, so out of play. And another stoppage here. 6:23 left in the first period. The Voodoos still hold a 2-1 advantage.
Skipping back to the players to watch for tonight, Alex Little is my choice. I think our choice for the Powassan Voodoos, with 8 goals and 21 assists for 29 points.
Well, he is a great addition on that back end for the Voodoos, and was a U18 pick by the North Bay Battalion as well. Of course, he's 20 years old, so playing in the OHL, or he's 19 now, so playing in the OHL is likely not in the cards, but he did see his name called in the U18 draft by the battalion.
Evan Dantas is the player to watch, one of the players to watch for the Elliott Lake Red Wings, coming in with 32 games played, 8 goals, 17 assists. One of the players to watch.
He did get a goal earlier this period, so he's up to 9. And now the service with the puck behind his net gets it up to McMillan. McMillan can't clear the zone. Dantas with the shot, and it's covered up quickly by Flageau. And now we get some more extracurriculars after the whistle here. As we talked about watching hostility as well. Both of these teams are watching it as well.
And we just mentioned Evan Dantas, 32 games, 9 goals, 17 assists for this young man.
Good start to the season for him as well. Although we have reached the unofficial halfway point. Although, really, when you look at the records, they've definitely played more than half of the games this year. As the Voodoos season ends about half a month before the battalion does, is now coming in as Shields. Shields in alone, takes the shot, and what a save by Guerin. The rebound comes out to Shields, and he tries to get the pass cross ice as it hits a stick and goes out of play. But Shields with a grade A chance there that was turned around by Guerin.
Tucker Shields is coming in tonight with 15 goals, 13 assists for 28 points.
He's been everything the Voodoos could have wanted and then some so far here in his first trek around the NOJHL. Red Wings with possession, that's Weiss. Now up ice quickly. Risman gets a hold of that one as the two former teammates are out on the ice against each other here. Red Wings slowly up through the neutral zone. That's going to go for icing as the Voodoos touch it up. So now they'll get an offensive zone draw.
Like I mentioned earlier, the next three for the Powassan Voodoos for tonight, after tonight, are on the road. They take on the Rapids, the Cubs, and the Gold Miners. And a few of these teams they've had some problems with in the past, not the least of which is the Sudbury Cubs and the Timmins Gold Miners.
Yeah, only gotten a couple of wins this year against the Cubs. And we haven't, and the Gold Miners not having a good start to their season either. Lemke tries to find Gazic, but the Red Wings keep it in. So there's no offside. So the Voodoos can still attack and try and get the puck back, but just letting the Red Wings catch their breath, it looks like. Here's McGill. Skates it past the red line and sends it in. Flageau knocks that one down. O'Brien over to Risman. Risman goes cross ice. That's Long now. Looking for Thompson. Thompson couldn't find his way into the zone though as he lost the puck. And now they're going the other way. Are the Red Wings into the Voodoo zone. Stopping things up. But the Voodoos come away with the puck. And that's trying to get it out front to the slot, but they can't. And now Leontino out there trying to battle for it. Another quick shot from the slot is turned away by Flageau. Now bodies falling everywhere on the near side wall as Risman tries to get back up. Back to the point for DuPont. His pass to Sefton, couldn't make it. Now DuPont has it back in the neutral zone and sends it back in quickly. Flageau out to play the puck once again. Leaves it for Leontino. Leontino passes it back to Kelly. Kelly looks for the stretch pass to Thompson. Thompson kicks it over to Long. Long looks to take the shot, look top corner, but he put that one well over the net. Leontino now knocks that one in before the Red Wings get it back. And then Thompson just sends it right back into Elliott Lake's zone. Elliott Lake gets the puck up ice. Sends it in behind the net. Flageau comes out to play it. Just over 3 minutes left here in this first period of the first game here in 2023 at the Sportsplex. Ricci looking for service. Can't get it to go. Long skates across. Takes the shot. It's off a body and out of play. Bit of a nifty play there by Ricci, though, trying to find service.
It was indeed, and of course we got 3 minutes, just over 3 left to drain in the first period, Hope. But the Red Wings aren't going down without a fight, at least in the first 20 minutes here. 10-7 are the shots in favor of the home team.
Patrick trying to take another shot. It hits a stick and goes up in the air and back behind the net. The Red Wings now trying to get it out of the neutral zone into the Voodoo zone, but can't. A service knocks that one back in. McMillan right behind him. Goes cross ice to Wilkie. They take the shot, and Mitch Wilkie buries it for the Voodoos as they go up 3-1 with Wilkie's third of the season.
The Calgary, Alberta native, like you said, third of the season, 20 assists for this young man, and not too bad for the right-hander, for the defensive right-hander, that is, and we've got a 3-1 game.
Yeah, and that you see a lot of general managers nowadays looking for right-handed defensemen. Well, the Voodoos have a pretty good one here in Powassan, and Mitch Wilkie, for sure, acquiring him mid-season. Fullerton with it. Sends the puck in and around behind the net. Gets back out front. Strinchlock again with another chance. He had a wide open net as he came in all alone on Guerin. Roofed it. I like his idea, just maybe not literally putting it to the roof.
It's been some interesting fancy footwork and some stick work from both teams here. And as what's the phrase? Close but no cigar.
Yeah. Gazic in to win the draw. Leaves it for Lemke. Lemke behind the net. Twisting and turning. As now O'Brien comes away with it, takes a shot, it's off a body out front. Back to the point for Fullerton. Fullerton tries to get it, Lemke tried to kick it to his forehand, and he just kicked it out of his reach, or else he would have had a wide open net to suck it into now. Gazic takes another chance, that one's swiped away by Guerin. Now Gazic once again with the puck behind the net. Voodoos putting on all kinds of pressure here. The Red Wings finally get it out of their zone. And that's going to go the other way to Node. Node stops up, takes the shot. Gazic picks up the rebound as it was off a pair of skates. Minute 45 left here in this first period, as now a body falls into the Red Wings net, but it didn't come off the moorings. Going the other way, Elliott Lake, they take a shot. Lejeau bobbled that one a little bit, but he's able to hold on to it and stop and get a stoppage here.
Cameron Lemke from down the street and around the corner, just out of Callender, the southpaw. He nearly had the open, well, he did have the open net here, but needed 2 inches in the other direction. It's still a 3-1 game, but boy, was that ever close for Powassan.
Our broadcast last night in the battalion game, we talked about how hockey, much like baseball, can be a game of inches. And just like that one, it was a game of inches. As now Elliott Lake's trying to counter here with some of their own pressure as their shot goes well out of play and drops back down in front of Lejeau's net.
If you watched any of the World Juniors last night while taking in the North Bay Battalion, you would have seen that several goals last night were a matter of inches. And thankfully going Canada's way, but boy, it was pretty interesting there for a few minutes, especially in OT.
Kelly, especially in overtime. I love 3-on-3 overtime, though. It's so nice. Like, can we just get more of that and less shootouts? As now the Red Wings once again with possession, back to McGill. McGill still holding on to the puck, goes cross ice to his partner. And now the puck's knocked up into the neutral zone. Long kicks it up. And now it's Thompson with speed into the offensive zone. Takes a shot and then takes a hard hit into the boards. Long sending the puck on net. Guerin didn't see that one to the last possible second, but he somehow still got his pad on it. Looked a little bit injured on that one, but he's able to get back up here. 46.7 seconds left on the clock here. The Voodoos lead 3-1.
Guerin is coming, by the way, do you remember when the NHL was only OT?
Yes.
And you were watching 6 periods of hockey? Guerin coming into this with 7 wins, 6 losses for a save percentage of 0.906.
Save percentage taking a bit of a hit so far in this one, but his goals against average rate in line pretty much with what you come to expect. As now it's back out to the neutral zone for Patrick. Patrick chips that one back up, but it's right back into his own zone. And he's going to give the puck to Wilkie. Wilkie sends it up for service. Hits a stick, so no icing. 25 seconds left on the clock. And it's behind the net for McGill. McGill to Little. Little tries to take a shot. That was knocked away by Viz. Now the puck through the neutral zone once again for the Red Wings. Carrying it in, but there was a Red Wing player that had fallen well over into the Voodoos zone. So that'll go for offside here with 9 seconds even on the clock.
Coming into this game, Kenneth Lejeau for the Powassan Voodoos, like I said, coming into this 21 games under his belt with 13 wins, 6 losses, goals against 51 with a save percentage of 0.916, which is, like we mentioned earlier, going to take a bit of a hit tonight.
Sent the other way, quickly in. Smetham looking for the rebound, but it was swiped away by Guerin. Guerin with a good stick on that one, or else it could have been a 4-1 game going into the first intermission as we're at the end of the first period. And after 20 minutes of play, the Voodoos lead 3-1. And Andrew, before we go to break, just your thoughts on the first period as a whole.
Well, if you don't look at the scoreboard, I'd like to say it was a bit of an evenly played match right across the board. But obviously, with a 3-1 scoreboard, it's a bit of a different game. The shots, though, for the home team, 15-8. So clearly, Powassan dominating the first 20 minutes, and we'll have to see what happens in the second 20.
Well, looking forward to that second period for sure. He's Andrew White. I'm Courtney Kenny, and we'll be back at the end of the first intermission.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
As a Canadore College alumni, you have access to perks. Canadore Alumni Perks. This is a lifetime membership that includes special access to great offers, opportunities to get involved, and so much more. Graduates can access discounts and special offers from businesses and hotels locally, across Canada, and internationally. Get information on special events and news, or access the alumni job portal. Keep in touch with Canadore's alumni office. Visit canadorecollege.ca/perks. Great things happen here.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
The Frontline Podcast, Season 3. Courtney Kenny, Matthew Sukram, Derek Lindemann, Bob Coles, and Ben Long bring you closer to your favorite teams like never before. Covering everything to do with hockey in the North Bay area, exclusive interviews with the North Bay Battalion staff and players, expert analysis on the OHL, NOJHL, and more, keeping you up to date on all things Voodoos, Trappers, Lakers, and more. It's a new season, it's a new adventure. The Frontline Podcast Season 3. Available wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Community engagement is one of our core focuses at McDonald's. The key is finding the right people who are passionate about the same things we are, helping kids be kids. McDonald's proudly supports local organizations such as the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters, One Kids Place, the Children's Aid Society, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. Stop by McDonald's on 1500 Fisher Street, North Bay, to see how we can serve you and the community every day.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we once again welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the second period here as the Powassan Voodoos look to take down the Elliott Lake Redwings in their first game of 2023 here on home ice and their first game in general. Again, they're up 3-1 after 20 minutes of play. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Andrew White. And Andrew, what are we looking for here in the second period?
Well, let me ask you this question, Courtney. The Red Wings are 6th in the NOJHL West and 10 points behind the 4th place Espanola Paper Kings. What do they have to do if they want to get back in this game, do you think?
Well, I think they've got to take a little bit more shots because a lot of their stuff's getting blocked by traffic right now. And I think they need to take a couple of more chances. Time is not necessarily running out, but time is running out on the season right now. And the 4th place team is the final player, or the 5th place team will be the final playoff spot. Right now, they are on the outside looking in.
Not that we want to give them too many coaching tips here up against the Powassan Voodoos, but it does make you wonder what the season looks like when you're sitting at the ground looking up.
Voodoos haven't been there since their inaugural year in the league, as now the Red Wings have gone longer in this period without getting scored on than they did in the first period, as that was 15 seconds in. As the puck's knocked in on Flageau, he covers that one up only to give it to Leontino. The Voodoos in their home whites are going left to right. The Red Wings in their road reds are going right to left as a pass comes out front. And that was could have been a good chance there for Leontino, who jumped up into the rush.
We were talking about the Elliott Lake struggles just a second ago. They opened up 2023 last night, falling 4-1 to the West leading Sudbury Cubs. And that game, of course, was in Greater Sudbury.
Elliott Lake wins the draw with the possession through the neutral zone now as they try to get around Leontino, and they do. Leontino takes his man into the boards, but Elliott Lake continues with possession. Trying to get the puck back to Mercer. Mercer takes the shot. That one's just deflected wide of the net. 15-8 are the shots in favor of the hometown Voodoos. Puck on the near side half wall now. Knocked back to Mercer. Mercer sends the puck back in deep into the Voodoos zone. And Powassan tries to corral it. Now in the slot, looking for a good chance to shoot. as Lemke throws his weight around. Elliott Lake lost the puck. Now going the other way, Leontino leaves it for O'Brien. O'Brien tries to get his pass out front to Gazic. That one just missed him. And now Gazic brings it back into the neutral zone before dumping it back in and going off for a quick change. Elliott Lake has the puck. Looks up ice. And now with possession through the neutral zone, chips the puck in, and then they go for a change. And now Fullerton's pass was looking for Long, but he didn't get enough mustard on it. So Long ended up looking back, and the puck was still way back at his blue line. Up to Long now. In the neutral zone over to Patrick, or Kelly. Kelly takes the shot, and that one's a good block there by the Red Wings. And now going back the other way is Elliott Lake. Cross ice, Sefton looking to get the puck. It's chipped away from him. And now Long comes away with possession up to Kelly. Kelly over to Thompson. Thompson back to Long, but his pass was out of the reach of Caden Long. This line looking dangerous here, just not able to get a shot on net yet. Back into the slot now with a good save by Flageau. Quite possibly his best save of the game yet.
Right place, right time for Flageau. And of course, not that we want to spend the entire period talking about the Red Wings here, but one particular Red Wing is familiar with this ice. North Bay's Thomas Shefton makes his return to Powassan. The 17-year-old former Trapper and Voodoo was traded to Elliott Lake in the fall. And of course, he's very familiar with this team and very familiar with this ice.
Interesting of note, speaking of this ice, the last time the Voodoos and Red Wings played here, as the puck is sent in deep, that was in February 2022, so almost a full calendar year ago. And the Voodoos won 2-1 on 2 goals, 7 seconds apart on tallies by Chase McQueen Spence, who's no longer with the team, but Alex Little, now the captain, as a service is rubbed out along the boards, and that'll be a penalty. And those 2 goals, real quick, are believed to be the quickest in Voodoos franchise history.
7 seconds apart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost a straight line from point A to point B. It has to be.
It's just literally puck drop, okay, we scored again. Like
There you go. Everyone's trying to take another sip of their coffee, and then out it comes. And
yeah. So that's going to be Dantas in the box for 2 minutes here, and the Voodoos will find themselves on the power play.
And of course, you mentioned the last time these two squads met in Powassan. The last time they met in Elliott Lake was September 17th. The Powassan Voodoos took that one 5-1.
Back to the point for Leontino. He takes the shot. It hits the body in front. Back to Gazic. To the point to Leontino. To Gazic. They play pitch and catch now. Goes cross ice for Thompson. Thompson takes the shot. It's off a shin pad and back to the point. Leontino takes another shot as he was able to keep the puck in, and it's up and over the glass, and one of the only spots in this rink that doesn't have netting all the way around thanks to the Zamboni doors.
Well, and if you're standing right there at the right time, and it depends on where you stand at the right time, sometimes
yeah.
There's nothing like going to the good old hockey game and leaving with a puck.
Get a good souvenir, especially these Voodoos pucks. They are nice with the stamp on them.
That's right.
Have a couple at home, courtesy of former trainer J.J. Johnson. Gazic was looking to do the Michigan. Couldn't get the puck to ride up on his stick well enough. That would have been something else. Leontino. Back to Gazic. Gazic back to the point for Leontino. They're just playing pitch and catch now. As Leontino decides to take the shot. That one was tipped almost in by Strinchuluk. And now Lemke with it. Back to Gazic. Gazic looks out front for Leontino. He quickly gets it over to Thompson. Thompson back to the point for Leontino. Comes cross ice for Gazic. Gazic takes the slap shot. And his stick explodes. And as he goes off for a quick change, just under a minute now left on the man advantage, with the Voodoos looking like they owned all the possession time there in Elliott Lake's zone. Gazic looked to get a good shot there, but again, his stick just exploding, and the remains still in the neutral zone. Shields gets it back to his defenseman, or rather that's O'Brien playing the defensive spot. Gives it to Wilkie. Wilkie out there with Little. 5 minutes gone in this second period. Still under a minute left on the man advantage, as now it's given to Little. Little behind the net. Comes up to O'Brien. O'Brien sends it back in, and he picks it back up on the near side half wall. O'Brien back to the point for Wilkie, goes cross ice for Little. Little back to Wilkie. Wilkie to Little. Little takes the shot. That one's stopped by Guerin. And it still remains a 3-1 game.
Thomas Gadget's from Minnesota, and boy, he just about had his fifth of the season there. It looked like it was going to explode right off the stick, and instead the stick exploded off the puck, and he ended up kind of wafting a muffin over to the net.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty easy stop, and it looked pretty fierce there for about 3 seconds before the shot released in the wrong direction and speed.
And that'll do it for the man advantage as the Red Wings are back to 5-on-5. And now a stretch pass up, finds the man. Dantas takes the shot. Flageau got a piece of it and kicked it wide. And that was played to perfection by the Red Wings off the penalty. Stretch pass sent back up for the Voodoos to chase after. Can't get it. And then Thompson takes a shot off the shoulder and off the post of Guerin. A couple of Red Wings bodies hitting the ice. And that was sent in deep for Kelly. Kelly tried to get over to Long. Long couldn't get a handle on it. And now, back through the neutral zone goes the Red Wings. Dantas back out front. He fans on the shot. And now there's a Voodoos player without a stick that just tried to kick the puck away. Kelly, again through the neutral zone, tries to find Fullerton in the middle. That was Long without a stick earlier, which is why Fullerton was up in the rush. Thompson with nifty stick work tried to get around a Red Wing player but couldn't get it to go as Mercer got a handle on it and sent it up ice. Another chance now for the Red Wings, the secondary chance. Flageau may have just got a piece of it, but 2 good chances there for the Red Wings. Guerin sends the puck up as this game's starting to get a frantic pace to it here. Just under 7 minutes into the second period since the end of that penalty. The game has really picked up pace. Nemoulas with the puck, loses it to Patrick. Patrick's pass out front for service is poke checked away by Guerin. An art you don't see too much in the league very much anymore by goaltenders. Sent back in on Flageau. Flageau's going to calm that one down as he gets the rebound and just gloves it out of the air.
The previous 2 saves from Ken Flageau were not pretty, but like my dad used to say when it came to chores, they didn't have to be perfect. It just had to be done. So you know what? As long as he keeps it out of the net, that's the direction that you want to be.
Shot, not shot point. And it's off Flageau's shoulder and into the netting and out of play. As we talked about off the top, words are hard.
Especially when it's your first game of 2023. Hey, look at that. I even got the year right on the first try.
Man, I tell you at work, I'm still messing up, so it's all good.
I won't let it go to my head.
No. Strenchalik up to Smetham. Smetham being hounded. Looked for the centering pass, couldn't get it to go. Now Strenchalik sends it back in, fresh off his first career NOJHL goal earlier this game. He got things off to a fast start, 15 seconds in. Smetham behind the net. Tries to shovel it out front. He does keep possession on it though, but wasn't able to get it out. And now Strenchalik takes his man down with a big hit. And now the Voodoos have to wait up as Strenchalik's still offside. So Leontino finally just fires it in wide of the net. Lemke tried to make a move, gets it in. Now deep looking for the wraparound. Couldn't get it to go, although he was very close to making it a 4-1 game. But a good skate by Guerin stopped that one. Lemke with a good stick to knock that one down, and the Red Wings just send that back into the Voodoo zone. Flageau comes out and plays it. And now the Voodoos with some speed through the neutral zone to Gazic. Gazic gets around one defender, has to chase after the puck. He took himself out on the boards, now gets it back to Little. Little takes another shot. It's high and over the net. Back to Wilkie. Wilkie sends that one back in. Lemke picks it up on the near far side wall. And now the Red Wings have a 2-on-1 developing. Good speed by O'Brien to get back, and a pass attempt just missed the stick of a Red Wings player out front. As now they're looking to bring the game back to within one. Mercer sends it back in. Little picks it up though, and then he sends the puck up ice. Mercer with it in his own zone. Gets the puck up to Twig. Twig takes a shot. It's tipped wide of Flageau's net, and now Ricci up to Gazic. Now the Voodoo's on a bit of a 2-on-1. Over to O'Brien. Good stick there by Mercer. Negates that attempt. And now into the near side corner. Gazic tries to come away with it as he tried to strip the puck away from the Red Wings, and now Guerin's going to get a glove on it and stop that one.
And you'd like to think that the Red Wings are trying to pick up the pace here a little bit, like you mentioned earlier in the period. It turned into a bit of a frantic game, but according to the shot clock, it's still 20-13 in favor of the home team. Still a 3-1 game too.
Voodoos doing their best to try and change that to a 4-1 game. They've had a couple of good chances now as Thompson knocks that one down on that clearing attempt by the Red Wings. Thompson loses it along the far side wall. Kelly with it. Gets it back to Thompson. And back to the point. A shot goes in wide. And now Leontino with it. Leontino leaves it for Long with a chance. It was just tipped wide by Thompson. 9.5 minutes gone here in this second period. And Ricci tries to stop it in the neutral zone. He gets a couple of swipes at it and finally gets it back down to the Red Wings zone. Voodoos going the other way, or rather the Red Wings, sorry, as they send it down to the Voodoos zone. Powassan with possession, get it up to Long. Long goes cross ice for Patrick. Patrick loses the handle on it behind the Red Wings net, but now he comes out with it, and Patrick takes the shot, and that one's going to be stopped by Guerin, and that'll bring us to our mid-period break. So we'll be back on the other side of this.
This period is brought to you by Canada Alumni Perks. Get information on special events and news or access the Alumni Job Portal. Visit canadacollege.ca/perks for more information.
Well, Andrew, this game has certainly opened up a little bit since the start of this second period, and I know we touched on it a little bit, but I mean, it was getting very frantic there for a few moments.
So we're going to play the game Name Your Shooter. This is a brand new game. We've never played this. Of course, Stretchlick got our first goal. Smetham got our second. Wilkie got our third. Who's going to be our fourth goal from, Courtney, if you're going to name our shooter?
If I was picking someone to score a goal, I really like the game that Gazic has been playing so far.
All right, we'll see. We'll see how we do here. Of course, skipping down to our player to watch for the Powassan Voodoos. Alex Little was our choice for tonight. The defenseman has got 8 goals, 21 assists for 29 points, and of course our top scorer for the Powassan Voodoos is still Tucker Shields. Not too bad for this young man. 15 goals, 13 assists for 28 points.
Well, hold on, Andrew. You're not going to get away with it. Who's your shooter?
I was hoping I could.
Well, we'll ask you at the next stoppage here, so you have some time to ponder, or maybe it'll resolve itself. As now going the other way are the Red Wings, as they knock the puck back into the Voodoo zone. Back to Shields. Shields to Little, sends it in for Strenchuluk. Strenchuluk tries to knock that one in, but he can't. And now Smetham comes away with it in the neutral zone. Wilkie in his own zone, passes it quickly over to Shields. Shields looking for some options. Decides that doesn't like any of them, so he skates into the Red Wings zone himself, and centering pass finds nobody. Now back to Strenchuluk. Strenchuluk skates it in, tries to deke around one, can't get it to go. And now it's back to Fullerton, who takes the shot, and it didn't resolve itself. So Andrew, who are we choosing?
Well, I was going to go the easy route and go Little, but he is our player to watch, so that's cheating. And Tucker Shields would just be a runaway train. So I'm going to go with Jack Kelly. I've seen some good action from him tonight. I'd love to see the 9th goal of the season for this young man.
Things you see in a junior
not,
A
right?
arena, and I agree with you. A man walking by with a plunger. Things you see in Northern Ontario Junior A hockey.
That's right.
As we get the puck back into the behind the net, Shields sends it back to the point. That one's sent in by Leontino, and that one's gloved down by Guerin. So 8:37 left, 3-1 hockey game.
I'm getting a couple of comments from the bleachers. Chase Thompson would be another one. The North Bay, Ontario southpaw here. That would be 7 goals for him, 8 assists on the season so far out of 32 games played. So we'll see what happens here in the second period of action.
McMillan hard into the boards. Service tripped up, no call coming. And now the Red Wings with possession. Twig through the neutral zone. Looks to send the puck out, but a good stick by Wilkie negates that pass. And now Patrick has it behind his net, sends it up ice for McMillan. And then they send it up and out to the neutral zone. Service can get a hold on it. And it's back out into the neutral zone for the Red Wings. McGill now with the puck. Goes cross ice. Hill with it. Stops up. Gets it up to McGill. McGill and Hill on the same defense partner. Or pairing.
Don't get them mixed up now.
No. Twig sends the puck in. Gets it up to Little. And now it's to DuPont. Off to O'Brien as O'Brien picks that off. Skates it into the Red Wings zone. And now it's Gazic behind the net for O'Brien. Gazic tried to come in and steal the puck but couldn't. Hill sends it back around the other way. Now a quick shot coming from Fullerton, and that one's also covered up by Guerin here with 7.5 minutes left in the second period.
The Powassan Voodoos have had this skipping the stone thing going on for the past 5 games, dropping the last one to the Greater Sudbury Cubs 4-1, and before that winning up against French River 6-2, and then losing to French River 4-2, and on it goes this way.
Hopefully looking to get on a bit of a streak there as Gadget sneaks a pass in, or shot in. It was just turned away at the last second by Guerin. Battling for the puck. Sent back in for Lemke. Lemke out front. His pass found nobody, although it was a good pass into the slot. Ricci. Up ice for O'Brien. O'Brien to Gazic. Gazic loses the handle on it, and Fullerton sends it up ice. O'Brien loses it, and now going the other way is Elliott Lake. Wysklowski now goes behind the net. He had Flageau beat if he had tried the back or the wraparound, but he can't get it to go out front. And now Ricci up ice to O'Brien. Foot race now between Lemke and Mercer, and Lemke wins that foot race. As you can see why the Voodoos missed him so much while he was out with an injury. Back to Little at the point from O'Brien. Little takes a shot well high of the net. Wilkie keeps it in, sends it back into the corner. That one's just out of the reach of Kelly. And now behind the net is Thompson. Giving it back to Caden Long. Little's point shot fanned on. And now Thompson and Long battling for it on the far side half wall with Sefton. Thompson in the far side corner again as they lose the handle on it. Now Elliott Lake just clears it out of the zone. Wilkie first back on it, and then Little interfering kind of with his man as going in on the puck. No call coming though. And Wilkie skates it in, takes the shot well wide. And now the puck comes in for Long. Long. Back to the point for Little. Little takes the shot. It was tipped by Kelly. Kelly trying to shove it in, can't get it. And now it's back to Long in the slot. He takes another shot. That one's blocked. The Voodoos are buzzing now. Well, the puck comes out of the zone with 5.5 minutes here left in the second period. Long. Cross ice, his pass to Smetham. Too hot for Smetham to handle. And that goes another good chance there by the Voodoos, and Elliott Lake counters, but Flageau says no thank you.
The Powassan Voodoos are going to wrap this thing up against the Lumberjacks on the 27th. Right before that, they take on the Rapids. So it's amazing how we were pointing out earlier, the season can come to a halt pretty quickly, and when you're sitting in third place, that's not bad.
Quick shot off the draw. And it's kind of funny, you look at the NOJHL East standings, and really it's become a 3-team race between the Rock, Lumberjacks, and Voodoos, because from there, the Crunch, French River Rapids, and Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, the three of them are basically just battling to stay out of the last place spot.
That's right. And even when you're in third place, first place, second place, whatever, as Stan Butler used to say, when you get to the playoffs, all that matters is results.
That's exactly it. Stan Butler also guaranteed a playoff berth, and then they missed the playoffs, bro. So I'll never forget that one. That one always makes me laugh. Nothing but respect, though, Stan. Looking forward to seeing your next job in hockey.
Absolutely.
Stretch of luck over to Leontino. And going the other way is Node. Node takes a shot. Is a good centering attempt there on Flageau's pad as he stops it. It was just kind of fanned on ever so slightly. And yeah, so basically just giving a heads up. Stan's last year of his contract with the battalion ends this year, so he'd be free to take a job anywhere else. So again, looking forward to seeing where he goes after that.
Absolutely, and of course, when I moved to the North Bay area, 9 years ago now, Stan Butler was the name, not only behind the bench, but the general manager as well.
He was, and now we have current battalion general manager Adam Dennis in attendance here.
Doing some homework, maybe.
Yeah, the OHL trade deadline looming. Two big fishes, well, one big fish has re-entered the pond for sure. Shane Wright looking like he's going to be sent or traded by the Frontenacs. Brant Clark, the captain of the Barrie Colts, coming back as now the Voodoos get a chance. They can't get it in the net. Oh my goodness. They weren't able to get the puck in even though the net was vacated as Garum was knocked down behind his net. Although there is a water bottle in his net. So he does have something to get over the goal line, but not the puck.
Guerin tried to play the puck behind his own net. Got tangled up with a Voodoos player, just about wound up on his back, leaving the door wide open. And the Powassan Voodoos had the puck in front. So much traffic, so much frantic play, they couldn't capitalize on it.
Another chance from the point there by the Redwings. And Mercer sends that one back in. Leontino with the puck. Skates it with some speed, gets it up to O'Brien. O'Brien swipes it into the zone. Doesn't get it very far though as Leontino picks it back up in the neutral zone before shoveling it back in. Mercer. Cross ice to Lemke. Just over 3 minutes left in the second period. 3-1 Voodoos lead. 27-17 are the shots on goal in favor of Powassan. Another shot there by Dantas is blocked. And a chance again on a bouncing puck coming in from the point is turned away by Flageau. Back to the point for Hill. Hill takes another chance. And like a good back catcher, Flageau gets a glove on it. And just to finish my previous thought, Brant Clark, who was also on the World Juniors team as we get some rough stuff after the whistle. Going back to Barrie. It looks like Barry's going to hold on to him, though. He is the captain of the Colts. And they might be in the Shane Wright sweepstakes. So there could be a lot of movement here, and it could really shift the balance of power in the OHL coming up with the trade deadline. But we'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Hockey's a fine mix between a game of chess and a soap opera sometimes when it comes to these trade deadlines.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness, is it ever. The Young and the Shane Wright sweepstakes. As the Voodoos clear that one out. That was a really terrible play on the Young and the Wrestles. It didn't work at all.
I know. Flageau, here, I'll get us out of this by saying Flageau came up with a quick, look what I found. Hey, Mom, look what I found right in the glove there. He's stopped 18 shots so far tonight. And looking to peg a game in the win column for his team.
Puck down the ice. Thompson chasing after it. Goes for a skate. Tries to get the puck out front. Little now with a shot. Turned away by Guerin. With a good pad save. Puck battle behind the net. There's 3 Redwings in there and 2 Voodoos. And Powassan comes away with it. Thompson sends it back behind the net. Long can't get a stick down on it as it was being held by Elliott Lake. Thompson, or rather Long, tried to get the puck out, but Mercer got to it first. Elliott Lake into the Voodoo zone. Send the puck out front. Glorious chance there, but they can't get a handle on it. And it was a backhanded chance at that as well. Sefton now. Goes cross ice. Mercer sends it in. Turned away by Flageau. Wilkie. Up ice. Gives it to Shields. Shields just goes offside before sending the puck. Hey, that one went in the net. Now he gets a bit of a talking to afterwards as his just post-whistle shot found its way into the back of the net.
And sometimes you got to watch yourself with these after the whistle plays. We saw a few of them last night with the Canadian World Juniors, and of course in the NOJHL is no exception. You got to watch for these things. Watch for the whistle. Watch for the end of play.
Hauled down now is a Voodoos player in the middle of the ice. That's Smetham. And Elliott Lake counters. Minute and a half left here in the second period. Twig takes a shot. And that one's off of Flageau and into the corner. Back to the point again. Elliott Lake sends it in. Covered up. But on the previous point as well about the OHL trade deadline, the NOJHL trade deadline coming up as well. The Voodoos do have space to make 2 moves. So maybe they're active, although I wouldn't be shocked if they aren't, because it feels like Chris Dawson has done a lot of his shopping early.
Absolutely, and boy, if you don't want to move things around, a good place to stay put right now is with your goaltending. Kenan Flageau standing in the right places at the right times tonight. Has made some wonderful stops and nothing too far reaching. He's always been in the right place at the right time.
Patrick takes a shot blocked down by Guerin, and now a hard hit into the boards by Sefton post the whistle. Minute and 1 second left on the clock, so for all intents and purposes, we are into the final minute of the second period.
And like we mentioned earlier, the last time these two teams met was in Elliott Lake, and that was September 17th. That was a 5-1 win for the Powassan Voodoos, and so I'm sure the Redwings would love to see another goal in the back of the net tonight in order to create some pressure here to get out of the second period.
Coming in now, Patrick scores! Patrick! We talked about a goal. It wasn't for Elliott Lake, though. As Patrick gives the Voodoos a 4-1 lead on his 11th of the season.
The Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native here, the right-hander, finds his 11th at the back of the net. I just made the comment not 10 seconds earlier about the Red Wings, and I think the Powassan Voodoos heard what I said. They think, you know what, I got a better idea. Let's go for a 4-1 hockey game with less than a minute to drain.
And like Michael Jordan in the documentary The Last Dance, they took it personally. As we get going again here, well, the Voodoos now up 4-1 on the goal by Patrick. Mercer back into his own zone. Under a minute left to go now. Icing is the call with 34.5 seconds on the clock. And one thing I always think is funny is today's day and age, a lot of these kids coming up now, they're big Penguins fans because of Sidney Crosby. They grew up with Crosby. Do you think Ryan Patrick is a Pittsburgh Penguins fan?
I don't know. We'll see. But I tell you this, not too bad for the rookie here. How do you like that? Your rookie season, and you got 11 goals.
Can't complain too much, no.
So far.
Looking good for sure for the Voodoos. McGill sends the puck around behind the net. Vickerman sends the puck up ice. The Red Wings battling in the far side corner, and that's going to be another penalty there, as that's going to be Charlie Weshkolowski going to the box there as he took down a Voodoos player rather harshly there, as that's Strenchaluk who was knocked to the ice.
I got to hand it to the Red Wings on one count and one count only. Man, it's been a fierce second period for the Red Wings as they've wanted to grab a hold of this game. They haven't been able to do that. It's clearly gone in the other direction. But I'll tell you this, sometimes you got to fight for your right to party, as the Beastie Boys would have said. But man, I'll tell you, it's according to the scoreboard, it's 4-1. But the Red Wings have been fighting for it.
Strenchaluk with the shot. That one's just deflected wide of the net. Strenchaluk now back at the near side half wall. Goes cross ice to Gazic. And that's back to Strenchaluk. Goalie was out of the net. And we're getting another stoppage here as there's going to be, with 2.8 seconds left, an interference call. As that's going to be Lemke going to the box as he tried to argue it. But Guerin, you looked up and Guerin was almost in the far side corner.
He was almost in the face-off zone on the far right side from broadcast here. Tangled up with a Voodoos player who's going to pay for his interference with 2 minutes on the clock.
4 minutes.
4 minutes on the clock, excuse me, thanks for that. With 2.8 seconds left in the second period.
So that'll be 2 minutes likely for the goalie interference, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike is likely the call there. And if we're talking Beastie Boys, I guess you could say, Lemke, why are you sabotaging your power play?
Absolutely.
And that's going to do it here for the second period with the last second chance coming in. When it's all said and done, there will be some 4-on-4 hockey to start the third period, but then Elliott Lake will be on the power play for the first time this game early in the third period. Guerin had a few things to say to the referee as he was skating by as well. Not so sure what that was, but the Voodoos do find themselves up 4-1 after 40 minutes of play.
So what did you think of the second period?
I thought the Voodoos came out a little bit sloppy to start off, but as they gained that power play and then it came out, it got very frantic for both teams. The action was back and forth, and then by the end of it, the Voodoos took kind of a bit of a stranglehold, kind of really deflating the wheels of those Redwings on that quick goal there by Patrick at the end. So but we'll have to see what they have to come back out with, as they will have a power play, not to start the third, but early in the third.
Absolutely, as we've got a 3-1, 4-1 hockey game in favor of the Powassan Voodoos.
And of course, he's Andrew, I'm Courtney, and we'll be back at the start of the third period.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items, or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
As a Canadore College alumni, you have access to perks. Canadore Alumni Perks. This is a lifetime membership that includes special access to great offers, opportunities to get involved, and so much more. Graduates can access discounts and special offers from businesses and hotels locally, across Canada, and internationally. Get information on special events and news, or access the alumni job portal. Keep in touch with Canadore's alumni office. Visit canadorecollege.ca/perks. Great things happen here.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
The Frontline Podcast, Season 3. Courtney Kenny, Matthew Sukram, Derek Lindemann, Bob Coles, and Ben Long bring you closer your favorite teams like never before. Covering everything to do with hockey in the North Bay area, exclusive interviews with the North Bay Battalion staff and players, expert analysis on the OHL, NOJHL, and more, keeping you up to date on all things Voodoos, Trappers, Lakers, and more. It's a new season, it's a new adventure. The Frontline Podcast Season 3. Available wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Meals are a special time for families to gather, share their day, and spend quality time together. Those dinners are made extra special when you add tropical produce found in the markets and grocery stores that carry La Huerta imports. La Huerta knows the importance of family, so they know which quality products make the best quality meals for your customers, whether it be Mexican Hass avocados, Brazilian figs, Ecuadorian red dragon fruit, or something just as exotic and special. To get your supply of the best tropical produce at competitive prices with brands buyers trust, contact La Huerta Imports at 705-752-1478.
Community engagement is one of our core focuses at McDonald's. The key is finding the right people who are passionate about the same things we are, helping kids be kids. McDonald's proudly supports local organizations such as the North Bay Regional Health Center Foundation, Big Brothers Big Sisters, One Kids Place, the Children's Aid Society, and Ronald McDonald House Charities. Stop by McDonald's on 1500 Fisher Street, North Bay, to see how we can serve you and the community every day.
Hey there, I'm Mike the Financial Advisor. When you strip it down to its core and you take away all the industry jargon, I help people solve financial concerns. So if you're concerned that you'll never save enough to retire comfortably, or that your kid is going to graduate post-secondary $40,000 in debt, or maybe even that life is going to take a really unfortunate sideways turn and somebody is going to have to open a GoFundMe page for you and your family, I can help you prevent all of those things from happening. If you want to see how, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Just do a search for Mike the Financial Advisor. You should find me.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road. Players to Watch is brought to you by Mike the Financial Advisor. If you have financial questions, he has financial answers. On Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Mike the FA.
And we welcome you back into the Powassan Sportsplex as we get ready for the third period. Powassan is up 4-1 heading into the final 20 minutes of play here. And as you heard Mike the FA talk about our players to watch, we might as well bring that up. So far we have Thomas Sefton of the Redwings. He hasn't done much, but he has had some good offensive opportunities for the Redwings. And our player to watch was Alex Little for the Voodoos. And how are we feeling about him, Andrew?
We're doing all right. Eight goals so far in the season for the defenseman. 21 points though. 21 assists puts that young man at 29 points, which is top in the Voodoos so far this season.
Well, the Voodoos getting ready to defend this 4-1 lead. It will be 4-on-4 hockey to start for the next minute and 40-some seconds, and then Elliott Lake will find themselves on a power play for just over 2 minutes.
I keep referring to the World Juniors last night. There is something special about a 4-on-4 and a 3-on-3 when it comes to the game of hockey. It totally changes the game.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure.
They're amped up here in the Powassan Sportsplex.
Players are ready to go. The fans are finding their way back into their seats. And the Voodoos in their home whites are going right to left. Elliott Lake in their Road Reds are going left to right here in this final frame. Strenchuluk into Risman. Risman takes a shot. He nearly, or rather that shields, but he nearly snuck it past Guerin.
Strenchuluk already has one goal, our first goal of the evening, and his debut for Powassan.
Yeah, his very first goal here in the NOJHL. Played a couple of games before Christmas and managed 3 assists in those 7 games. Back to the point. Wilkie takes a shot. It's blockered down. And now Strenchuluk knocks it back to Little at the point. Still just over a minute of 4-on-4. Little takes the shot, tried to tuck it in on the near side corner, but it went over the net. Little looks to get the puck back up ice. That was stopped by Vickerman. And now McGill goes the other way and knocks it in. Under a minute now left on 4-on-4. As a bit of a sliding stop there by Gazic, and he gets bowled over by Callum McGill. Leotino, good to see he's okay though, and gets back up. Leotino back to the point. Gets it in for Gazic. Gazic overskated that one. Now he's just going to walk himself into the slot, but couldn't get a shot to go. Voodoos down to the final few seconds here on this 4-on-4 before Elliott Lake finds himself on the power play. Flageau plays the puck around behind his net to Ricci. Ricci with a nifty pass, just out of the reach of Gazic. Again, a few seconds left on the 4-on-4. Ricci tried to get it out. Mercer is determined that that's offside by Matt McClellan, the linesman. Had a good shot, or a good view of that one, so we'll get another stoppage here. Just over 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes into the third period.
And the Powassan Voodoos are going to have to go to work almost right away here, as it's going to be within seconds. It's going to be a 5-on-4 for just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes and about 15 seconds here.
And here we go. It is the power play now for Elliott Lake. Also, a happy birthday to Chase Thompson is what we just heard public address announcer Mike Brito announce. Wilkie with a good stick, stops it up, can't get off. Short-handed though, as he overskated the puck. But he stopped Elliott Lake dead in their tracks. Now Elliott Lake comes in with the puck, gets it into Service. Service sends it back around behind the end wall, and it's going to go down the length of the ice for Guerin to come out and play. Minute and 44 left on this man advantage for the Red Wings with Lemke in the box. McGill through the neutral zone. Chips the puck up. Flageau waited for it to come into his crease so he could cover it. But now, Elliott Lake has possession again. Elliott Lake trying to get a chance there in the slot. Can't, as now the Voodoos are being pushed around in their own zone. Bit of rough stuff there at the end against Risman. Risman does eventually find the puck, and he sends it down the length of the ice past the outstretched glove of Mercer. And the Voodoos go for a quick change. Risman was all sorts of manhandled there in the corner. Good to see him be able to get back up. Puck here in the neutral zone, chipped up. It just hit the glass and came back down. And now Thompson to Little. Little sends the puck in, and that one's turned away by Guerin, who just sends that one to Mercer. 41 seconds left on the man advantage against Lemke. The Voodoos so far playing most of this penalty kill in the Red Wings zone. Flageau shoots the puck up. It hit the mask of Strenchuluk. Good thing for those visors, and as the sign said at the World Juniors, real men wear fish bowls.
Just ask Connor Bedard.
Yeah. Hey, he made it look fashionable, didn't he?
He did. He really, really did. I almost went to work with one today.
Oh, I wonder how many people will be going out for Halloween next year like that. Puck goes in, and that's going to do it for the man advantage. Out front, though, and Flageau with a big save there, as Vickerman was all alone in front of the net, and Flageau stopped that one cold.
Flageau has made 21 saves so far, and that one was one of his best thus far this evening. Like I said earlier, it doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be done. But boy, he made that one look good.
What a save by Cannon Flageau. Elliott Lake wins the draw, but they can't get it very deep into the Voodoo zone. Now Service with speed with Wilkie. Takes the shot, it's high and wide of the net. And now Elliott Lake, if they hurry, will have a 2-on-1. Elliott Lake with the pass out front, can't get it to go. And that negates the 2-on-1 there by the Red Wings. Puck sent back into the Voodoo zone. McMillan picks it up. Stopping up. He gives it away to Node. Now back to the point. McMillan battling for it, chips it in. And now Strenchuluk and the Voodoos might have themselves a 2-on-1 as well. Strenchuluk over to Service. His pass with a good stick by McGill stops that one. Elliott Lake going the other way. Takes another shot. It's off of Flageau's shoulder and up into the netting. and out of play. Just under 5 minutes gone here in the third period. Powassan leads 4-1.
Liam Suris's shot was high and wide there just a moment ago. You got to remember how big Ontario is when you're seeing some of these towns for the first times. Westmouth, Ontario is where this young man is from. I hope I'm saying that right. The Southpaw has got 5 goals and 14 assists for 19 points for the Powassan Voodoos. I see him every time he flies by because he's got that shocker red hair coming out the bottom of his helmet.
He does. And I mean, as a quick shot comes in and Flageau knocks that one wide. One just needs to know how big Ontario is when there's so many junior hockey circuits in the province. And when you think about Elliott Lake, they're coming almost 3 hours to get here just to play the Powassan Voodoos here for a game in the NOJHL.
All in Northern Ontario, too.
Exactly. Or, I mean, you go up to Hearst, it's almost a 6.5 hour drive from here, 7 hours. And that's in the same division.
Yeah.
Another good chance there by Elliott Lake. Just snuck it past the post, but couldn't find the goal mouth. Long with a good stick. Chips that one away in the neutral zone. And now Smetham with a good backhand, but is stopped by Guerin. So another stoppage here. Voodoos still remain up 4-1.
It's been 5-on-5 for a little time now, but I'll tell you, even when it was 4-on-5, the Powassan Voodoos getting their shots left and right, really making short work of the Elliott Lake Redwings. Making it look even keel anyway.
For sure, especially with the man advantage against Elliott Lake. Speaking of man advantage now, the Voodoos on 5-on-5, looking to draw a penalty, but they can't. And now they keep it in the zone. Strenchuluk in for Shields. Back up front for Strenchuluk. Strenchuluk in the slot, takes the shot. And he can't get it to go, and now his stick is tied up. On the other way now, Elliott Lake going offside. And a message from Chris Dawson earlier that I saw that I meant to say on air is number 23 for the Voodoos starting off 2023 right with the first goal for Powassan here in this one. Way back 15 seconds into the first period.
That's right. The Oakville, Ontario native, 185 inches high.
Well, he had a glorious chance there to add his second of the season, but just couldn't get it to go.
6'1", 185 pounds, excuse me. I knew I wasn't reading that number right.
In the neutral zone, the Voodoos dump it back into the Elliott Lake zone. And now McGill chips it up ice, but Gazic picks it up in the neutral zone. Turns around, sends it back into the Red Wing zone. Behind the net. Gazic falls down trying to get to the puck, but he still gets there first. Gets it to McMillan. McMillan out front! What a save there by Guerin on O'Brien, who was on the doorstep. And Guerin stopped that one. It was all reaction on that one, or rather, no reaction. You had no time to think, really. Just, his body just basically moved. And got it somehow. What a save. Tipped back in by DuPont. Little, first on it. Tried to find Kelly. And it's past Kelly. And now he picks it up and sends it up to Thompson. The Voodoos again with speed through the neutral zone. Thompson tried to get it past Viss and get it to Long. Long was knocked in. So a second time that something's gone into the Elliott Lake net, but it wasn't the puck. First time it was a water bottle. This time it's Caden Long.
Sean Guerin making an impressive save just a moment ago. Doing the side splits, going left to right or right to left, depending on how you're looking at it. And he's stopped all of, let's see here,
20.
31 shots
Math
tonight.
is hard, along with words.
Math, yeah, but the brain can't math either. And so far tonight, and I tell you, 4 goals. It's a bit of a rough evening for him overall, but he's still continuing to put it out there as he's trying to get this game back in order.
The Voodoos find themselves on the man advantage as Hill is in the box. So for the next 2 minutes or less, Powassan will have a man advantage. One back to the point. Strenchuluk with it, gives it to Liatino. Liatino has that one knocked away from him. Now he swaps spots, goes back to the point for Gazic. He gives it over to Thompson. Thompson with the shot. That one's blocked and then knocked away by Guerin. Back to Gazic, who gives it straight to Liatino at the point. Gazic to Thompson. He loses it. Strentschluck picks up the loose puck and recovers it. Back to Liatino with a quick shot from the point. And that was turned aside by Guerin. Clearing attempt by Elliott Lake is negated by Liatino. And now it's behind the net. And it comes back out to Thompson. Thompson skating it in, leaves it back for Liatino. Liatino to Thompson. Thompson tries to take the shot. And now coming in quickly, Gazic tried to get another chance. And then Strentschluck was on the doorstep and couldn't get that one to go, or rather Lemke. And I have to say, we've seen the revamped Voodoos power play here in this game. It hasn't scored yet, but it's looked a lot more impressive so far.
And sometimes patience is everything. You see these guys passing the puck from one to another, just waiting for the right opportunity, right time. But Sean Guerin doesn't make this easy pickings for the Voodoos.
No, he really doesn't. Voodoos still on the man advantage. Get it back to Wilkie at the point. Quickly in for O'Brien, who's looking out front for Little, who was pinching in. But Little takes his man hard into the boards, and the Voodoos regain possession. Shields to O'Brien. O'Brien takes the shot as Little and Vickerman were tied up. Or rather, that was Wyszlowski. And then the shot came in for Guerin, and he covers that one up. And now we're going to have a penalty going against the Voodoos to Alex Little. So that'll end that power play, and we'll get some more 4-on-4 here for a couple of seconds. Would love to tell you exactly, but again, that stanchion standing in our way.
Guerin bodies that one, and now the power play gets flipped back in the other direction. 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off, it seems. And if you're not paying attention to who's in the box here, you can get it really mixed up really quickly.
You can for sure, and just getting the word from cameraman Mike Brown. Happy birthday, Mike. It's not actually his birthday, but we're going to keep going with that. He's telling me 50 seconds on the clock against the Voodoos, so now we're under 50 seconds for the 4-on-4. Liatino up ice quickly for McMillan. McMillan to Liatino, takes the shot, and that one just falls onto the back of the net, and the Red Wings pick it back up. Weiss up to McMillan. McMillan tries to chip that one away, but can't. Puck comes in. Guerin quickly gets the puck up ice, and Ricci picks it up. Still a few seconds left on 4-on-4. Shields with it. Shields goes for a skate as Long goes for a change. And Shields decides to regroup and go back through the neutral zone. Didn't like what he saw. Now he carries it into the Elliott Lake zone. We're going to be going to the power play now for the Red Wings. And Shields just playing keep away in the Red Wings zone. Gets it back to Ricci. Ricci goes cross ice. And that one, his clearing attempt into the Red Wings zone, hits Strentschluck as he was coming out of the zone, so that's an offside call.
The Powassan Voodoos have answered the power play by trying to keep a handle on the puck. That's basically all they're doing. So it's almost a reverse pressure, where instead of trying to work with the puck towards the goal, they're trying to work with the puck away from the goal to keep it away from the Red Wings all entirely.
Played down by Guerin on the clearing shot by Liatino. And he just lets his boys play on. Or rather, Ricci. Now McGill gains the zone. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. McGill tries to find his man out front. Instead, the Voodoos are able to get it out to the neutral zone. Elliott Lake's forced to tag up. McGill tries to dump it in. And then finally they do. Moulas back to the point for McGill. McGill. And the Red Wings take the shot. The shot missed the net and hit the end boards and clears out to the neutral zone. And now O'Brien is all over the Red Wings. O'Brien takes a big hit in the neutral zone, though, as he's knocked down. 5 seconds left on the man advantage. And O'Brien goes back into the zone and knocks down his man. O'Brien has a bit of a bee in his bonnet this shift after being knocked down. Mercer. We're back to 5-on-5. Gets it up to Node. Node. Cross ice. Vickerman takes the shot, misses the net, and the puck's going to clear down to the Red Wings zone for Mercer to go after. Mercer. Up ice. Sent in. That one's going to go for icing, however. So with 9:22 left, the Voodoos are still up 4-1 here in the third period.
And everyone who was sitting in the box before has now rejoined the rush as the visitors trail the home team 4-1.
5-on-5 hockey Can't promise that's how it'll be from here on out, though.
Can't promise that's how it's going to be for the next 10 seconds. We'll see what happens.
Kelly falling to the ice takes a shot. And now Sefton gets the puck up ice for his compatriots. Wachowski now. His centering ice pass is knocked away by the Voodoos, but he picks it back up. He's taken in hard into the boards by Leontino. And I can tell you from experience, the boards here at the Sportsplex do not give, as that'll do it here. We're at the mid-period break. And again, some more rough stuff after the whistle. And we'll have to see if anything comes out of that one. Speaking of penalties, we'll just have to keep an eye on it.
What did I say? What did I just say about 10 seconds worth of play?
Yep. Andrew White looked into his foggy magic 8-ball.
Where are you going with this?
I don't know.
My foggy what?
I was thinking crystal ball was what I was looking
right.
for. And it didn't come out that way. But
my foggy memory of whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. But that brings us to our mid-period break, so we'll be back on the other side of this.
This period is brought to you by Canada Alumni Perks. Get information on special events and news or access the alumni job portal. Visit canadacollege.ca/perks for more information.
You can find Andrew at carnivals giving palm readings.
Yeah. I'm also I also double as the guy in the tank, taking in the dunk tank when you get the shot right.
It just helps people get more accurate.
Hey, listen, I'm here I'm happy to serve. After this game, the Powassan Voodoos are on the road for the next 3, up against the Rapids Cubs and Gold Miners. Meanwhile, the Redwings head home. They welcome the Eagles, Cubs, and Beavers.
I've never been, but I've heard from people who have been to the arena in Elliott Lake. It's not a place that many people want to go back to watch many hockey games.
Yeah, well, you know, I can't say I've never been, but I'll tell you got to hand it to the 7th man here in Powassan. They really know how to get into the game.
Sefton takes a shot. It's knocked down by Flageau. And now going the other way. It's back to Sefton at the point as he stops it up. Sefton skates the puck around the zone. Gets back to Mercer at the point. Mercer takes the shot. Flageau stands tall on that one. And I was talking earlier before the game with producer Ben Long about how I really like the Red Wings jerseys here.
Yeah.
But I think there's one too many stripes on the bottom of the jersey.
And why do you say that?
I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I don't know.
Well,
I will give it credit. Since the rebrand, it is much better looking than the Wildcats jersey back in the day.
Here to call all of your games and with all of your fashion advice. Courtney Kenny, the call and the play-by-play.
I am the least fashionable person in the world. Give me a band T-shirt, a pair of jeans, and a hoodie, and I'm good to go.
That's right. Whatever you can roll out of bed with in the morning, it looks like
that's exactly it.
You can iron it in the dryer.
That's exactly it. That's what I tell people all the time. It's like, again, palm readings and crystal balls here. As the puck got a hockey game to call. Shot comes in. It's knocked away off Flageau's blocker. Gets me talking about palm readings. My goodness. How dare you? Anyways, O'Brien up through the neutral zone. Gets it to Lemke. Back to O'Brien. O'Brien taken down. And the stick is still caught in the arm of O'Brien. Voodoos with possession in the zone. Try to get it into Guerin. He's knocked around a little bit. And O'Brien takes a bit of a whack, and then he gets a secondary whack. Again, O'Brien really acting like he's got a bee in his body the last few shifts here for the Voodoos as he goes off. Little with the puck in the neutral zone. Tried to knock it up the ice, but couldn't. Now it's back to Thompson. Thompson skates in and takes the shot, blocked away by Guerin. Now Thompson tried to get it back to the point for Little. Elliott Lake said, hold on, before Little was able to recover it in the neutral zone. Thompson back out front quickly to Patrick, or Kelly rather, and his shot is turned away by Guerin. Leontino cross ice, and now it's back over to Thompson. Thompson takes another shot, and that one's again stopped by Guerin. The Voodoos up to 41 shots on the game. Very impressive, too.
I didn't say anything about crystal balls. You brought that
That's
one
true.
up.
But
All I talked
maybe it's mind games. You got into my mind
All I
somehow.
talked about was guys in the penalty box. Chase Thompson, 3 or 4 shots there. The North Bay Southpaw coming in to this contest. 32 games with 7 goals and 8 assists for 15 points.
Maybe I just really like the Mysticals. You know? Come on, man.
Just call the game.
Maybe I'm not going to. Maybe I'm going to go on strike now. Ricci tries to knock it back up for Hill. Service gets to it first. Patrick loses it. Now Hill has it in his own zone. Goes back up ice. That's the Red Wings dumping the puck in. Leontino tries to get the puck. It's knocked out front of Flageau's net and then knocked away by Ricci as Flageau went to go cover it. But he's able to make the save on the next chance anyways. Now going the other way is Viss. Viss sends it in. Flageau comes out to play it. 6 minutes left here in the third period. The Voodoos still have a 4-1 lead. Shots on goal, 41-28. Node, right in front of the broadcast booth, sends that one back in deep. Wilkie. Over to his D partner, Little. Little up ice. Stops up, takes a shot, and that one just goes wide of the net. Vickerman, his clearing attempt is stopped by Shields. Shields somehow with the puck still on his stick as he nearly lost it. Gets it in deep, and that was Strenchluck who tried to send that one out front. Puck back in. Dantis, the goal scorer for Elliott Lake, brings down Little behind the net. No call coming. And now Little with the puck gets it up to Smetham. Smetham tips the puck out of the zone. Strenchluck goes after it. And Strenchluck comes away with it, but can't hold on to it as McGill is able to get the puck. McGill now through the neutral zone. Or into the Voodoo zone, gives it to Dantis. Bodies are flying everywhere. Sticks are whacking everything. And nobody can get the puck on net. Elliott Lake trying real hard. That was Sefton to keep it in, but couldn't. McGill. His pass ahead. Picked off by the Voodoos. Ricci. 4.5 minutes now left in the third period. Voodoos still up 4-1. Now behind the net is Elliott Lake. That's DuPont. We got the puck around to the near side wall. Lemke picks it up. Gazic, who looked for it, was knocked over by Viz. Viz with it. Slowing things down. Gives the puck up to DuPont. And is sent in for Ricci. We haven't seen much of Risman around since he was knocked down. Might have to keep an eye on that as well. 4 minutes left. Knocked up for Lemke before he picks up the puck again. Lemke couldn't get around his one man. And now DuPont goes the other way. DuPont in the Voodoo zone with it. Gets it in deep for Twig before it's picked off by the Voodoos. DuPont once again going into the Powassan zone. Decides to take a shot. Flageau turns that one aside in the butterfly. And DuPont once again with the puck. Looks to turn and take a shot. It was blocked by Little. And now it comes in for Twig, but now we're going to get a call here for offside by Matt McClellan, the linesman.
And unless something goes horribly awry for the Powassan Voodoos here, they will improve to 45 points out of 33 games played. They're going to improve to 22 and 10-1.
Well,
we'll see though.
As a Leaf fan, no 4-1 lead is safe. It kills me inside. As Thompson beats out the icing call. Now Red Wings with speed through the neutral zone. As he takes a bit of a spill behind the net. Little can't get the puck out of his zone. We'll have to keep an eye here on Guerin to see if he's pulled from the net at all. Back to Little. Little sends the puck in cross ice. And now Mercer has the puck. Mercer carries the puck up, loses it though to Service, and then McMillan gets it and sends it down into the Red Wings zone. McMillan would have had a bit of a clear lane to the net. I don't think he realized it when he sent the puck down the ice. McGill, cross ice to Mercer. Mercer sends the puck up ice. Node gets a stick on that one to send it in. 2 minutes and 20 seconds here remaining in the third period. Powassan still up 4-1. Slowing things down now is Leotino. Before he takes off with the puck, Leotino dumps the puck in. Viz with the puck behind his own net. Slowing things down once again. Looks up ice. Weslowski sends it over to Viz, who dumps the puck in. Looks like Risman has left the dressing room, so he is out currently. We'll have to get an update on him, hopefully post-game. As he's standing in the near side corner. Battle now behind the Voodoos net. Little comes away with it. Minute and a half now remaining. Service just dumps the puck down into the Elliott Lake zone. McGill picks up the puck. Looking up ice. Have an eye now on Guerin, but the puck goes icing. So we'll get another stoppage here as the puck, face-off will come down into the Elliott Lake zone.
The Powassan Voodoos will still have one game in hand when it comes to the Elliott Lake Redwings after this contest. The Elliott Lake Redwings, should everything remain where it is on the scoreboard, and with a minute 17, I mean, you know, it's going to. They're going to stay at 26 points with 12 wins and now 20 losses.
Puck dumped into the Voodoos zone. Strenchuluk up ice to Smetham. Gets it back to Strenchuluk. Strenchuluk slowly carries the puck around. Goes cross ice quickly for Ricci. Ricci takes the shot. Knocked away by Guerin. Vickerman behind his net. Carries the puck up. 45 seconds left. Goes to Leotino. Leotino chases after it with Twig hot on his trail. Leotino knocks the puck out into the neutral zone. 34 seconds remaining here for the Powassan Voodoos as they look to win the first game that they have. Here's a quick shot, comes out front for Flageau. And again, Flageau standing his ground here late with a big save. That's a couple of big ones now. The Flageau's had to bail the Voodoos out on here in this third period.
The Littleton, Colorado native has really kept his team in the game here. And looks like he's going to add another win to his 13. As we've got just 26.4 seconds left on the clock, but like you were saying a second ago, a little extra dancing on the ice here to entertain the crowd before we wind this one up.
Yeah, Flageau had a bit of a word with the referee too after that. 26.4 seconds. Another attempt on Flageau's net just goes wide. Back to the point for Sefton. Sefton takes another shot. Flageau covers that one. 14.9 seconds left. 14.9 seconds are what separate the Voodoos from the first victory in their first game here in 2023. An impressive victory over Elliott Lake to be sure, up 4-1 currently.
And as we learned from the first period, you can score in 14 seconds.
Going down the ice now, Patrick, one of the goal scorers, chasing after it, but a good stick by Hill keeps him away from it. 5 seconds left, 2, 1, and the Voodoos skate away with a victory here. 4-1 over the Elliott Lake Redwings as they mob their goaltender Cannon Flageau post-game. The Powassan Voodoos start off 2023 with a big victory here after coming off of a loss to the Sudbury Cubs to finish out 2022.
Cannon Flageau would be my second star of the game, of course. Now pegging 14 games in the win column with 6 losses overall for this one. So out of 42, I can't read the clock. 32 shots. He stops 31 of them for a 4-1 finish for Powassan.
Well, we will be hearing our 3 stars here momentarily.
Tonight's 3 stars is brought to you by Dave's Automotive Services, 411 Airport Road in North Bay. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect from Dave's.
We're just waiting for the teams to get off the ice as the referees also confer on the ice just to make sure, yes, indeed, that was a 4-1 game. Good, sir. Good lad. Chop.
Absolutely. After this, the Powassan Voodoos, they head to take on the Rapids at the Noëlville Arena. Puck drop on that game is 7 p.m. After this, the Redwings head home, where they welcome the Eagles at the Centennial Arena. Once again, that game is 7 p.m.
So the third star of the game is Evan Dantas from the Elliott Red Wings. And the second star is Alex Little. And Chase Strenchaluk skating away with the first star here as he fittingly scored the first goal of 2023 while wearing the number 23 for the Voodoos.
That would have been my choice for number 1 overall. As the Powassan Voodoos have dominated this game, they've dominated the shot clock, and they dominated, most importantly, the scoreboard.
Well, you know what? I would give an honorable mention. You mentioned Clayton Fleugeot as your second star, but I would give him an honorable mention for sure. He deserved one, stopping 31 shots on net, and some of them 10 bell saves for sure, and crucial moments for the Voodoos here in the third period down the stretch. So before we wrap up, Andrew, your final thoughts on this one?
Well, you know, it's always good to come to the arena and get in the good old hockey game, and it's nice to see the Powassan Voodoos pick up another win for their club, especially after dropping their last game to the Sudbury Cubs 4-1 the way they did. Not a great way to end the new year, or sorry, 2022, but, you know, first game of the new year, picking up a win. Hopefully they can get on a streak. They've been on a bit of a flip-flop as over the past 5 games have shown us. And so now they've evened up the wins and the losses over the past 6 games.
Well, hopefully they're able to, as you mentioned, continue and get on a roll here. We still no word on when that postponed game between Sudbury and the Voodoos will take place, the one that was supposed to end just before Christmas, but didn't happen because of weather. But anyways, thank you so much, Andrew, for joining me on this one. It's always a pleasure to have you along.
Absolutely.
And as always, the Powassan Voodoos skating away with a 4-1 victory. He's Andrew. I'm Courtney Kenny. And as always, although I keep trying to wrap it up, and I keep remembering I got one more thing to say. Our next Frontline Game Day broadcast is coming Sunday as the North Bay Battalion face off against the Niagara Ice Dogs in the OHL. Should be a good one. That'll be the last tune-up for the battalion and the Ice Dogs, who seemingly have no players left as they've traded everybody off the team. That'll be the last tune-up before the trade deadline between those two teams. So it should be an interesting one from Memorial Gardens. We'll have that one starting at 1:50 in the afternoon on Sunday. As for tomorrow, enjoy your Saturday. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Andrew White. And as always, keep your eye on the front line.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
As a Canadore College alumni, you have access to perks. Canadore Alumni Perks. This is a lifetime membership that includes special access to great offers, opportunities to get involved, and so much more. Graduates can access discounts and special offers from businesses and hotels locally, across Canada, and internationally. Get information on special events and news, or access the alumni job portal. Keep in touch with Canadore's alumni office. Visit canadorecollege.ca/perks. Great things happen here.
You rely on your vehicle to take you to the places that matter most to you. So bring your vehicle to the team you can rely on to keep it running at its best. Dave's Automotive Services. Whether you're getting your car or truck ready for the season with a tire change, making sure you're safe on the road with an inspection and certification, or doing your due diligence to keep your vehicle in tip-top shape with regular maintenance, Dave's Automotive Services has you covered. Expert troubleshooting, quality repairs, and time-efficient labor are the 3 stars of service you can expect when you bring your car or truck to Dave's Automotive Services at 411 Airport Road. Call 705-478-5544 and book your appointment today.
The Frontline Podcast, Season 3. Courtney Kenny, Matthew Sucrum, Derek Lindemann, Bob Coles, and Ben Long bring you closer your favorite teams like never before. Covering everything to do with hockey in the North Bay area, exclusive interviews with the North Bay Battalion staff and players, expert analysis on the OHL, NOJHL, and more, keeping you up to date on all things Voodoos, Trappers, Lakers, and more. It's a new season, it's a new adventure. The Frontline Podcast Season 3. Available wherever you download your favorite podcasts.